Hi, I'm Anya Zulavnik. Welcome to Zoom, where we zoom in on local stories. I have two great guests with me, Tonya Brooks and Alan Jacobson, who prefers to be called Jake. They are going to tell us why they started their own business, what kind of services they provide, and what prompted them to do it. They also are going to share some great personal stories with us, so don't go away, stay tuned. Tonya and Jake, welcome to Zoom. So the first question that I have for you is, when did you start your own company and why?
Wings Wellness was started on June 25th, 2009. I remember the date because it was the day Michael Jackson passed, which was really important to me. And the reason why I started it was because I'd been working in corporate for a couple of decades, was in a project management position, working on 10 to 20 projects at a time, high stress, high anxiety. I ended up working a 19-hour day one day, and on my way home on 495 at 2 a.m., I had a panic attack and ended up having to go to the ER. My doctor prescribed anxiety meds. I didn't like the way they made me feel. She suggested that I start getting regular massage, and the rest is history. I loved getting massage. It helped me a lot. So when I decided that I wanted to leave corporate and start my own business, the first thing that I thought about was starting a massage business, a spa. So I went to school to learn how to hire massage therapists, and I fell in love with a passion. I love massage therapy.
So this is a great story. I'm sorry that you had to have a breakdown, kind of to come to the realization that you need a change in your life. But then sometimes we can learn from difficult times
Absolutely.
In our lives, and sometimes we can find a better answer and better path for ourselves. And it sounds like you found something that you're really passionate about doing. Yes. Because it's something that worked for you for you personally.
Yes.
So my next question would be, where are you located and what towns do you serve?
So we're located at 331 Page Street in Stoughton. We serve a lot of different towns, Stoughton, Brockton, Cambridge, Needham. We have clients who come from all over.
So tell us a little bit more, what inspired you, to start your own company. You told us that you got to the point in your life that you wanted something different, but tell us a little bit more about it. Why did you choose this path?
I chose massage therapy and a wellness practice because it allows us to have a positive impact on the lives of others. People are dealing with so much stress and anxiety these days, and massage therapy is a great service for helping people to be more have a better mind-body balance. Would you say that's adequate or completely true, Jake?
I would say your answers are great. I got involved in massage therapy. We went to the same school at the same time and never met each other because I was there days and Tonya was there at nights. But one quote I like to use from time to time is, the two most important days of anyone's life, or my life, is the day I'm born and the day I know why I'm here. So as a child, I was curious as to what it felt like to touch people, particularly if they had pain. So I would massage my mother and aunt's shoulders when they felt stressed out at the age of 12 and 13. And I also had a mentor who was a physical therapist. So I was hoping one day that I'd get into that field. And after having lots of jobs in the military, service business, corporate world, I ended up landing there serendipitously, and I'm glad I did. And I'm glad we're partners.
So Jake, it sounds like you also had a lot of experience in your life, and a lot of very different experience before you decided to start your own business. What do you like more about what you're doing now that what you were doing before?
Well, I'm self-employed with Tonya as a partner, and it's the calling that I have to be there for somebody who has a need, whether it's stress, whether it's an injury, whether it's pain, whether it's, we teach mindfulness as well, whether it's stress, anything that people come in for. The biggest joy is to meet them and to listen to them and to ask them what their goals are and then see what we can do together. That is so much different than being in the corporate world. It's different than any other job I've had. So it's one-on-one, and I love that.
Yeah, actually, I have to say that in terms of the difference between corporate and working in our own wellness practice, one of the things that I got, that I realized when I was working in corporate, working in a very powerful position, getting well paid, but I still was not happy. There was something missing, and that missing element was the fact that I felt as if I was not in service to other people. I was in service to myself and to the company, but I felt like I wanted to do something that was more meaningful for me. And actually being able to have our own wellness practice, it feels like this is a service. It is a service. I feel like I'm in service to my customers, my clients, and that I am making a difference in their lives. And that's the difference between working for someone else in a corporate setting and working for ourselves in a wellness setting.
It's so interesting when you said this, because sometimes I ran into people who change their careers, and that's what they say, that they want to do something that feels fulfilling for them. Yes. Like they feel that they're helping someone and making a difference, and sometimes it's hard to find this in some jobs. It's not that they're not important, but like a lot of people crave this human connection.
Yes.
We want to help someone, and in some corporate jobs sometimes that's difficult. We feel like we're very far away from our fellow members, and we crave for this connection with another person.
Absolutely. Sometimes we feel like we're numbers, and so I never feel like I'm just a number in my business, in our business. I feel as if we are an integral part of people's lives, and that is very meaningful to me.
So you told us where you're located. Tell us the name of your company and what kind of services do you provide to your clients?
Yes, the name of our company is Wings Wellness, and we provide massage therapy, manual lymph drainage, medical massage, actually about 30 different modalities of massage, and also we just added non-surgical body contouring this year.
So for the people that heard about massage but never had a chance to go and have one themselves, and they might be a little bit nervous about going and getting one, is this regulated in Massachusetts, and how is it regulated in Massachusetts, to make everyone comfortable who's watching it at home?
Funny you should ask that question, especially in Stoughton. The history of massage goes back to the ancient times of the Greeks, China, 3,500 years ago. And over time, it's taken quite turns, different, and it's become more useful in society, and it's become more accepted. And of course, there's that question, and the question about is it really a massage started in England when they started doing massages therapeutically, and then all of a sudden a red light district popped up, and so that perpetuated that rumor, like, is it really massage? So we have a code of ethics in Massachusetts. We had to be licensed and certified starting in the 80s. Out of 50 states, 46 have regulations. So if you advertise that you do massage therapy in one of those 46 states and you're not a massage therapist, that's against the law. and the laws to enforce that. We have to take a code of ethics course every other year, and so I've taken it 8 times, 7 times, just to reinforce, and there'll be a different speaker. So we're licensed and certified and insured, and we have boundaries, and there's a code of ethics. And so as far as people coming in, we talk to them on the phone first. We tell them how to prepare themselves. Don't have a full meal. If you're feeling ill, reschedule. So about finding their level of comfort. Would you say that's pretty much
Absolutely,
true?
and that is key. One of the things that I think we make sure that we do is we definitely ensure that the client feels at ease, that they are comfortable, and everything is customized to them. So no massage that they get is going to be the same. It's going to be unique to them at that time.
So when somebody gives you a call and makes an appointment, what happens to them when they come to you for the first time for a massage?
Well, we take a detailed intake. We get a basic intake online, so they have to fill that out immediately. And then when they come in, based on the service that they're getting, they will have to fill out a more detailed health and history intake form, and we'll do an interview before we get started and make sure we know what their preferences are, if they have any areas that they want to focus on, if they have any sort of conditions, or if they have any contraindications to massage. We want to make sure we have all of that information ahead of time. And we will take the person into the room, explain to them what they should do. They get undressed to their comfort level, get up under the covers, and then we exit the room, allow them to get undressed, and before we come back in, we will knock on the door and make sure that they are safely covered by the sheets, and then we'll come in and proceed with the service. And afterwards, we would make sure that we interview them afterwards to make sure everything was okay. And during the session, we also keep in communication with the client to make sure that everything is going well.
So what kind of conditions do you treat your clients for? What are like the common ones that would be, if someone is listening at home and says like, oh, I have this, should I go and get a massage? Is this going to help me?
If somebody has any sort of pain, for instance, if they're like a weekend warrior, they injured themselves when they were lifting something, of course we want to make sure that before they come in, that if there's anything that needs to be looked at by a doctor, they go to, that's first and primary. But if it's something that can be addressed, if it's soft tissue, then we can help them with the pain. We have people who've had surgeries and they have post-op edema or swelling, so they need relief from the swelling. We have people who have sports injuries, and Jake, do you want to jump in here?
Sure.
Some of the folks that you've seen?
I've had 2 weeks of sports massage instruction from 2 different experts. I've taken 2 weeks of certification in oncology massage therapy by a woman named Tracy Walton, who's a massage therapist, a nurse, and a research scientist. Headaches. We have certifications in so many different areas that we have a lot of tools on our tool belt, and when we know what their goals are, that's when we have a conversation with them and say, this is what the approach will be. How does that sound to you? And we may also let them walk up and down the hallway, of our office to see, what their balance is like, if they're leaning forward. So we give recommendations afterwards. We do assessments, but we don't do diagnoses because we're not in the medical field that way. But we can, check range of motion, where is their pain, and if we have any questions, we'd ask them. And if it's something that we need more information on because they have a chronic condition, we'll ask permission through HIPAA and them to talk to the doctor's office. So we will make sure that we're not going to hurt them.
But we've had conditions. We have clients who have conditions such as fibromyalgia. They have, as Jake said, migraines. They could have had a hip replacement, for instance. We also see quite a number of people who've had cosmetic surgery. We see people with it's endless number of conditions that can be served by massage therapy.
One of the big complaints is back issues. And so we ask people, show us how you sit during the day. Talk about, how sedentary are they, how much do they exercise. So again, we're not coaching them, but we're giving them reflections on how they might be able to change their lifestyle just a little bit to reduce their pain.
One thing that surprised me from, different examples that you gave us is how many different conditions, could massage help, which really surprised me. I guess, maybe I kind of had an, impression sometimes from the movies as kind of like, something that you use for relaxation.
Yes.
But it sounds like, that it could be a great way to heal from many different conditions.
Absolutely.
It runs a big gamut, but we also have friends who are physical therapists, people who are acupuncturists, chiropractors. So, and the idea is for us to know what our specialties are and to try to collaborate with each other. And we will send people out to acupuncturists and so forth, because if we think that somebody else can help our clients more than we do, we're not looking just for the money. We want their long-term care to be the number one concern.
Their health is the highest priority.
So when someone comes to you they start the treatment, for how long do they stay with you? How many?
Their lifetime. They will come every week for the rest of their life.
I would.
Well, actually, it's interesting that you'd ask that. I do have clients who've come to me since I was in massage school in 2009. Graduated from massage school. I have people who've come since 2009 or since close to that. So we have people who might come for several sessions and then we don't see them again, and then 4 years later they come back. So we're building relationships with our clients. We want to be there for them regardless of the stage in life that they're in. So I have people who come, they get married, they bring their husband, and then they bring their kids. So it's I can't really say whether it's a few days but it's basically goes from maybe a few times to like somebody coming every year, multiple times a year.
It varies on what their needs are.
Yeah.
And so we've had clients that come twice a week because they believe that what we're doing with them is helping them. And sometimes it helps the spirit more than anything else, and that gives us a lot of joy. We have people who are, like Tonya mentioned before, are weekend warriors who do a lot of, actually they work out during the week too, some of these folks. And they'll come once a month, almost like clockwork, to get sports massage, to do deeper work. And the deep tissue massage does not have to hurt,
No, it
in
does
spite
not.
of what people experience.
As a matter of fact, the most effective massages, the deep tissue massage, it's not going to be deep all over. It's going to be just in the areas where you need the deeper work. So it's not going to be like, going all gung-ho on someone the whole time. So,
Jake, since you mentioned the spirit, how good it could be for a spirit, do you get a lot of clients that come to you because, they're stressed out, they have anxiety, they have other issues that, are very common nowadays? We all have stressful jobs.
One of the things we have online on our website is comments, evaluations, and if people go to the website and look to see their experiences, it touches us to see the comments that people make. So, yeah, we want people to come as often as they need to, but if they come once a year or twice a year and that's what their needs are, that's fine. We believe that the person's lifestyle is up to them. But we wake up and we have our regimen where we pray together, we meditate together, we go to the gym several times a week, we try to eat right. We're both pescatarians, and that's our choice. And I'm not, whatever people, how they live their life is up to them. But if we stay healthy, we have a healthy mind, healthy spirit, healthy body, then we believe that we bring that energy to our business and our clients.
So I know that massage is very popular in the United States. How is it in other countries? Is it something that is also popular? Do they use like different techniques, or do you have any colleagues in other places?
Well, okay, if I answer a little bit of that.
Sure.
China, they have traditional Chinese massage, and that is an incredible science in itself. So it is about supplements, it is about the color of your tongue, and it's about your pulse, and a lot of other things. But they've been doing massage there, and they've been doing it in Greece, in ancient times, because they know that touch helps. We have annual events. There's an organization called AMTA, American Massage Therapy Association. That's one of a few professional organizations that help keep our code of ethics high. It keeps our skill set high because they offer new trainings. And there are people in other countries that have professional organizations in the schooling. In this country, we need between 500 and 1,000 hours in the classroom. In Canada, Tonya, we want to pick that one up, about what the regulations are up in Canada for massage therapists?
Yes, it's much higher than it is here.
Right.
It's I don't remember exactly how many hours, but
they need an undergrad degree.
Undergraduate degree, right?
Yeah.
So that means that they take it very seriously, that they see a benefit to it.
They take it very seriously. The what are they called? I forget exactly. They're not called massage therapists in Canada. They're called something else. And they work with doctors. So that's something that we're trying to do more of. We're actually working more with surgeons and having people send their customers to us, their patients to us. In terms of what other people do in other countries, I think massage therapy in parts of Europe is very much more respected and understood. I think because we have a lot of, we have some states that don't have any sort of regulations, no licensing of massage therapists. And then you have other states that have, various different, there's no set number of hours across the country where, a massage therapist would be expected to have 2,000 hours of massage therapy training, for instance. Sometimes it's 500, sometimes it might be 400, sometimes it's 0.
Well, New York, it's 1,000.
So, and in New York and in Connecticut, those are really high numbers, like over 1,000 or more. I think that in order for massage therapy to, for us to lift the industry, we're going to have to be more serious about having standards across the board so that people can actually carry their licenses with them. Right now, we can't. Like, if we move to Connecticut, we could not practice in Connecticut because we are not licensed there.
There's not reciprocity between many of the states, but there is some reciprocity.
There's some. It's starting, but it's, so I think once the standards get up, that'll be great.
Right, and the culture also is changing. When I first started, people offered me tips because they assumed that, well, you're a massage therapist, and that's what they do. And I said, well, I appreciate it if you gave it to a charity. I don't accept gratuities, and those that do accept gratuities, that's great. But a physical therapist doesn't expect a tip. A chiropractor doesn't expect a tip, so I see us in the same category as their level of professionalism.
Yes.
So I hope that we'll get to this point where it's gonna be, unified across the country, because I can see how that could be a problem. Somebody who goes and see someone in Massachusetts, they on vacation in Florida, and all of a sudden, things are very different here. Like
Right.
if I go to the dentist here and I'm in Florida and I need help, I don't have to worry that, you know, something is going to be different from what I'm used to here.
Yes.
So I hope, you know, it sounds like you provide a lot of help to people with a lot of different conditions.
Yes.
And it would be nice to see, you know, this field thriving even more. I love the example you gave from Canada, you know, how seriously it is taking there, because it can make a difference in people's lives. So I hope we'll get in the United States to this point, you know,
I
we'll
hope
get
so,
there
too.
as well.
Well, our standards have risen quite a bit in the last 30 years throughout the whole country, especially in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
So we don't have any time left. So at the end, I would just would like you to tell people where they have to go to get in touch with you, the name of your website.
Sure.
And we're gonna end
Okay.
here.
So our website is www.wingswellness.com. That's WINGS wellness.com.
Thank you, Tonya and Jake, for coming today. It was really very informative. I learned myself a lot. Best of luck in your practice, and I hope you'll have your own show here as well.
Thank you.
And one more time, thank you for coming.
Thank you for
Thank you,
inviting
Anya.
us.
It was a lot of fun.